I'm Tom Lehmann with the American Institute of Baking, located out of Manhattan, Kansas. Your dough tip for today has to do with mixing whole wheat doughs. To make that whole wheat dough, if you just add water to your whole wheat flour and start mixing, what you're going to end up with is a dough that feels pretty good, but you'll be very disappointed afterwards. The dough is going to be very dry, very tight, bucky, difficult to work with, and it's really not going to have much palatability. So, how do we make a good dough? As opposed to your regular white dough, increase your water content by about 8 to 10%. Simply take your whole wheat flour, all of the water, mix the two together. You can do it with a whisk, or you can do it in your mixing bowl, and you can do it the night before if you wish. But mix it together, allow it to hydrate or soak for at least 1 hour. If you want, you can make it up the night before and transfer it into a bussing tub, place it in the cooler, cover it with a piece of plastic, and come back to it, and it'll be fully hydrated by the next day. What you should be looking at on the following day is something that looks like cream of wheat, maltomeal, or oatmeal. That's what you're looking for. You're going to take this, add it back to the mixer, along with the rest of your ingredients. Remember, all of your flour is there, so now you're just going to be adding salt, sugar, yeast, and oil, and you're going to take that and you're going to mix it now. Again, mix it just until it starts to come smooth. Do not mix it anymore. Remember, your mixing times are going to be shorter for whole wheat doughs than they are for your white doughs. How much shorter? It could be from a half to 2/3 shorter. So don't be surprised if you're looking at only 5 minutes mixing time. As soon as that dough comes together, looks smooth, it's done. Now, a little tip. That dough should look to be a little bit on the sticky side and tacky. Please do not reduce the amount of water. That's a normal feel for this dough. If it doesn't feel tacky, you don't have enough water in it. After you've mixed the dough, check the dough temperature, and what you're looking for again is a normal dough temperature between 80 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Take the dough directly to the bench. Remember, it's going to be a little bit sticky, but don't let that bother you. And scale it and ball it up. Once you've got it scaled and balled, place it into dough boxes. Lightly oil the dough pieces and cross-stack them in the cooler for about 2 hours. Down-stack them and nest them. Kiss it goodnight and come back to it the next day. On the next day, bring your dough out of the cooler, leave it set at room temperature for about 2 hours, and that allow it to temper a little bit. You're not warming it to room temperature, just tempering it. If you check your dough temperature, it'll be between 50 and 55 degrees. The dough is now ready to open up into dough skins and use just as you normally would. Do not try to keep the dough more than 24 hours. It's only good on that first day. The following day, you're going to find the dough is going to tear quite easily, and it's not going to be suitable. So if you do this, you're going to have some great tasting whole wheat doughs. That's our tip for today.